Do you ever sit down at your desk, look around at all of the piles of papers, sticky notes, and clutter, and instantly feel overwhelmed? I definitely know that feeling. And here's the truth. When your space feels scattered, your mind often does too. Hi there, I'm Dr. Santina or Tina Wheat. I'm a family medicine physician, an educator, and a career and life coach. And I help healthcare professionals conquer their chaos and get to calm, particularly in their demanding careers. And in today's video, we are talking about decluttering. But the important piece is not just your space, but also decluttering your mind. I am going to share some simple, realistic strategies to help you reduce overwhelm, clear the mental clutter, and create more breathing room in your everyday. And at the end, I will share about a free resource that can help you take this even farther. So let's start with why clutter feels so heavy. Now, clutter is more than just an eyesore. It is actually a stress signal. Every piece of paper, every pile that is on your desk, every sticky note is your brain quietly saying, "Don't forget me." When you are surrounded by the clutter, your brain stays in a constant low-level state of stress. It is like having dozens of open tabs on your computer. You might not be looking at them all, but they are draining energy in the background, which is also something I'm guilty of. But the same thing happens with mental clutter. You might have notes in 3 different apps, reminders on sticky notes, in that notebook, and random thoughts in your head. And instead of clarity, it just creates noise. For physicians, this is multiplied by the nature of the work. You leave one patient's room and immediately need to shift to another. You carry the mental load of remembering labs, follow-ups, messages, and the charting you have to do. Then also add on the family obligations when you leave work, and it is easy to feel like you never stop carrying that clutter, both physical and mental alike. So what do we do about it? Well, we have to declutter our space. One of the fastest ways to relieve that pressure is to start with what you can see. It is immediate, it's tangible, and it signals calm to your brain. Start by trying this 5-minute reset. Pick just one surface, your desk, a counter, even your bag, and clear away what doesn't belong. You don't need to aim for perfect. Don't get lost in deep organizing. Just give yourself the visual relief of a clear space. You might be surprised how quickly your shoulders drop when the piles are gone. Another tip is to reduce what you see while you're working. If you're writing notes, put away the unrelated files. If you're at the kitchen counter, move that mail stack out of sight. Visual noise equals mental noise. I have even found that when I ask my children to declutter their spaces, it helps me too. Their clutter isn't technically mine to manage, especially because they're a tween and a teen, but seeing less mess in our shared environment absolutely lightens my load. There is also then decluttering your worries, because of course, clearing the space only goes so far if your mind is still spinning. That is where the mental decluttering comes in. And here are 3 simple but powerful practices. The first is the brain dump. Get everything out of your head and onto one page. Appointments, errands, deadlines, even random thoughts. Your brain isn't meant to be a storage system. Freeing it up gives you instant relief. That's why there are full brain dump journals. Then, choose your top 3 priorities. When everything feels urgent, nothing is. Each morning or each shift, choose your 3 most important tasks. Finish those before you get lost in the rest of your noise. And then finally, sort your worries. Ask yourself, can I control this? Can I influence it? Or do I need to release it? Physicians and other healthcare workers especially carry worries that don't belong to them. outcomes that they cannot change, and system problems that they did not create. Sorting helps you focus on what is actually yours to manage. Now, this might seem like it's just letting go of your responsibility, but it's not about ignoring your responsibility. It is about focusing your energy where it matters the most. Otherwise, your mental clutter will keep draining you, even when you're off of the clock. Now, it's important to remember that you have to have a routine for decluttering. Decluttering is not a one-time project. It's kind of like brushing your teeth. You don't just do it once and call it done. You have to build it into your routine and your rhythm. Starting with the 2-minute tidy. Before you leave a room, take 2 minutes to put away what doesn't belong there. What is the one thing that is really adding to your level of frustration or overwhelm? Take care of it if it takes less than 2 minutes. For those things that are longer than 2 minutes, have a weekly reset. Pick one time each week to clear your workspace, update your calendar, and set your priorities. This is especially powerful when you work shifts or clinic weeks. Make it part of your transition ritual. You might find that it feels better at the beginning of the week, or you might find that it feels better at the end of the week. Do whichever one works for you. And then remember that decluttering is a shared responsibility. If you live with a family, a partner, a roommate, well, then make decluttering a group effort. And if we're talking about your office, then talk to your teammates. The burden does not have to fall entirely on you. I regularly ask my girls to declutter before times of gift giving, like their birthdays and before Christmas, and then also at the beginning and end of summer. And then also just anytime I feel my shoulders getting high, we do a whole family declutter. Each of these small resets don't just make life a little tidier. They create a mental margin. They keep the overwhelm from piling up, both mentally and physically. When we do it in the small little bursts, it never feels like such an overwhelming task. I want you to keep in mind that decluttering is not about perfection. It is about creating clarity, calm, and space to focus on what matters most. It helps relieve that mental load. And so I'm leaving you today with a challenge. I want you to pick just one area, your desk, your counter, your brain, or even your inbox, and spend 10 minutes decluttering today. And then take a few moments to notice how you feel afterward. You will likely feel lighter, clearer, and more able to handle all of the demands of your busy day. The first time I did this, I was amazed at how much lower my shoulders actually felt. Because remember, decluttering isn't just about organizing your stuff. It is about creating mental space, clarity, and calm so that you can focus on what matters the most. Now, if this resonated with you, I would love for you to check out my free on-demand masterclass, Simple Practices to Create Calm in a Demanding Career. It is designed especially for healthcare professionals who want practical strategies to reduce stress, set boundaries, and reclaim balance without overhauling their entire life. You can follow the link in the description below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with a colleague, a friend, or a family member who might need a little bit of calm right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.